George will meet you there in 15 minutes.
Unit 3 clear.
Now, News Center 10. Prepared each day by Southern Oregon and Northern California's largest television news staff. And reported tonight by Terry Miller. With George Warren. Sports with Tom MacLeod. Weather with Bryn Hazell. And The View from Here with Hank Henry.
Good evening, and in the news tonight, firefighters late this afternoon controlled the Colstein fire, which was burning up the south slopes of Mount Ashland. Fire officials say children playing with matches are being blamed for starting that blaze. Firemen controlled the fire yesterday evening. Officials say the fire has cost $660,000 to fight. Taking of the Rogue Valley's multi-million-dollar pear crop began in earnest today. Last year, 76,000 tons of pears came out of the valley orchards. News Center 10's Ann Curry was in one of those orchards today. She's working on that story now in the newsroom.
It's not been a terrific year for fruit growers. They've had to worry about a possible quarantine on their fruit by California because of the apple maggot. They've had to worry about a water shortage that is described as being critical, and they've had to worry about these record-setting temperatures because their fruit has been and more could be burned. Nevertheless, pear picking has started almost on schedule, and orchardists say they are surviving. We'll have details at 6. I'm Ann Curry.
Fire did $150,000 damage in Eugene yesterday. The fire was reported at the Valley River Shopping Center after sparks from a welding torch ignited insulation in one of the shopping center's restrooms. Workmen were using the torch to repair the plumbing. There are signs that this will be a boom year for the Oregon tourism industry after a 2-year slump. The State Parks and Recreation Division reports the number of out-of-state campers is running 27% ahead of last year, and stops at visitor information centers near Klamath Falls and Ashland have increased by 20% over last year. Striking air traffic controllers continue to picket the Portland International Airport. Dismissal notices have been sent to 38 controllers who have refused to return to work after walking off their jobs 10 days ago. Meanwhile, FAA Tower Chief Harold Johns says air traffic at Oregon's busiest airport can continue on a normal basis.
6-day weeks, 8-hour days now. And we are hoping to reduce some of the 6-day weeks to 40-hour weeks within the next 2 to 2.5 weeks. So I've hired 2 new controllers. These are new hirees. They'll be reporting for work Monday morning, and I'm picking up 2 more personnel to help me that'll be reporting within the next week and a half.
In California, arson investigators are still looking for 2 teenage boys seen leaving the scene of the Napa fire near Clear Lake just before that fire broke out. Fire officials say it looks like they'll have the fire under control by 8 p.m. tonight. They got a line around the 14-mile-long, 5-mile-wide blaze last night. The fire has burned 25,000 acres. During the night, firefighters used infrared photographs to locate hot spots and dispatch crews to extinguish those flames. The miscellaneous bargaining unit of Siskiyou County has filed suit against the county, trying to get a medical insurance premium increase normally paid by the county restored. Tom Fuller has been working on that story, as the details from the newsroom.
Well, Terry, I've just been on the phone with members of the miscellaneous bargaining unit. They say late this afternoon they came to an agreement with county attorneys and Judge Phelps that the county will pay their premium increase for the month of August only. And the hearing on the rest of the suit is scheduled for September 8th in Wairika, and they'll hopefully be able to resolve the rest of those issues. We'll have details at 5:55. I'm Tom Fuller.
Spraying for the Mediterranean fruit fly will be expanded. That fly was found in Livermore earlier this week, and officials are afraid it will now spread into the San Joaquin Valley, 14 miles away. So a massive program is about to begin, according to MedFly Project Director Jerry Scribner.
To be sprayed is approximately 30 square miles, and the spraying will start at 9 o'clock Thursday night. Crews are out this morning providing door-to-door notice to residents.
On the NBC Nightly News this evening, we'll be covering the following stories. The Canadian air traffic controllers go back to work. The big jets begin coming home from Europe. Some American tourists face 2- and 3-day delays. And the Reagan administration promises a new and critical look at federal regulations against sex discrimination in school athletics.
In sports, most of the top-ranked players at a men's tennis tournament in Montreal waltzed past their opponents in competition yesterday, but one, Jimmy Connors, stumbled, and he's now out of the tourney. He was upset by Trey Waltke in straight sets last night. Among those able to advance are John McEnroe, Ivo Lendl, and Vitas Gerulaitis. The Northwest Baseball League remains a wide-open affair. Tom MacLeod is standing by in the newsroom now to tell us all about it.
The Southern Division of the Northwest League looks to be extremely well balanced. Right now it is Eugene leading the Medford A's by merely half a game. Salem trails by but 2. So it's been a dogfight all season long, and it looks as though it should go right down to the wire in December. It better make that September when they wind up the season with the playoffs. I'm Tom MacLeod.
And on the weather front today, there wasn't a cloud in the sky in the Midwest last night. Perfect for summer stargazing, right? Wrong. Forest fires burning in western Canada have spread a layer of smoke over much of the upper Midwest, lowering visibility. The National Weather Service says the smoke should start dissipating soon. Before it does, however, the Weather Service says that smoke could produce colorful sunsets and sunrises. Well, we know all about smoke and forest fires, but what else can we look forward to?
We can look forward to more sunsets and sunrises, too. That's the good news. The bad news as well. Temperatures are going to drop for a few days, then back up over the weekend.
Okay, and we'll take a look at the complete weather forecast in a moment when News Center 10 continues for this Wednesday night.
Sizzler's Deep Sea Finger Lobster.
Nobody does it better.
Tender, succulent little lobsters.
Makes me feel sad for the rest.
Served with a juicy sirloin steak.
Nobody does it quite the way you do.
At Sizzler's price, you can have your steak and lobster too.
Sizzler just may be the best.
Well, more heavy rains down in the southwest. You might remember yesterday they reported a few flooding areas because of the heavy rains today in New Mexico. During the last 24 hours in Crossroads, New Mexico, they've had 5.5 inches of rain. So they've reported some pretty major flooding in that area, and they do have a flash flood watch out tonight. And they're getting some pretty heavy rains across different parts of the country. We'll get to that in just a second. Right now in the Rogue Valley, though, out at the Medford-Jackson County Airport, the temperature is 93. It sounds cool to me for some reason, 93 degrees. That's down 7 from our high today, which was 100, and maybe the last 100 we'll see for a few days. The barometer reads 29.72. It's falling. Sunrise tomorrow, 6:16. Sunset tonight will be at 8:17. Taking a look now at what was going on across the country today as far as the satellite photo is concerned, you can see once again the fog and clouds along the coast. This lowered the temperatures. This marine air came into the Willamette Valley as it was forecast to do, and it really brought the temperatures down quite a bit there, and our temperature obviously dropped a few degrees too. We're looking for a few more degrees over the next couple of days. Widespread thunder showers throughout the southwest and on up into the central Rocky Mountain areas. You can see all the bright cloudiness associated with it. Going on over into Texas, some bright clouds around Corpus Christi. They had some pretty good thunderstorms. They reported 4 tornadoes this morning north of Corpus Christi. We did not get any reports of damage from those, however. More thunderstorms then through the southeast, down into Florida, and back up here, rain showers and thunder showers on the extreme east coast. And they got some pretty good amounts from those, too. In Millville, New Jersey today.